different that was. And it's a concept a lot of people just don't have. The little black and white TV that you'd turn on and you had 3 channels. It's like, wow. I do that. Like, I'm going to do a Twilight Zone retrospective where it's a question answer thing from the fans.
Wow.
I don't know. I close the door. I know when to leave the stage. And there's so much criticism. I hate to say it, but there is, for women who were considered glamorous when they were young, and when they get older, they try so very hard to keep up. And there's so much criticism of that. There's so much criticism of, oh, she's old, and it's like, yeah, we all get old, but it's okay. And I don't know. I had a great run. I loved it. I got to work with the best people. Fortunate enough to have a TV show that probably will live forever, right? Yeah, I think I knew when it was time to leave. And I mean, I get offers. People call my agent. I still have an agent who he just loves me, and he goes, "Oh yeah, this came in for you. What would you like?" And it's like, no, I don't.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm glad you like talking to people like me. I mean, I agree. Like, I've interviewed like Joan Van Ark and Donna Mills. I just interviewed Linda Gray a few weeks ago. Like, I don't understand that whole, whether you're a man or woman, like they got old. I mean, right. We're all, I don't understand that either. It's like you're older to the same extent they're older, the same amount of years. It's so strange to me. It's one of my pet peeves too.
And it's hard because producers and directors, they're so brutal on women that even if you're in your 30s and you're not sexy enough, or you're not whatever enough, it's like they'll move on to somebody else. And that's never gone away. It's always been like that in the business, and we all understood it and we all knew it. And that's why plastic surgery is so prevalent, to try to stay young. But I don't think that's ever going to go away, because there's so many people that want to be stars, and there's so many young people that just come out all the time. So I don't know. It's a strange world to live in. It's a strange world to grow up in as a kid. But it is magic, and it is wonderful memories and opportunities and things you would never, ever, ever do in real life that you can do on film or on stage. So there's a lot to say about it, but what is it?
It's a tough,
it's a deal with the devil,
yeah,
so to speak.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think if you think about it, like, I think people that aren't in the business don't necessarily understand it. Like, you have like a Brad Pitt and a Julia Roberts, and then everyone else, like, it's actually working actors and actresses. Lots of them make a great living and have a great career like yours. But then, it's like, I think there's this misperception that, if you're on a TV show, that's it, you're set for life, or there's the parts just roll out. And it's like, no, it's a really tough business. And so I just think, like you said, people that get into it, go for it. It could be a great magical business. We're all in it, but there's a lot. You just got to have the right headspace, or you'll just drive yourself insane. And a lot of people do.
That's right. And the thing is that young people, which I do a lot of seminars and things for young, kids in school, in high school and college that want to get into acting. And I mean, I basically try to tell them, you are going to be told everything in the world. Oh, you can be a star. You can be this. Oh, if you do this, it's wonderful. This is your big break. If you don't do this, this is the biggest mistake of your life. Just filter it out and go with your gut, because you have to be true to yourself in life. And you have to remember that all of the things. They send all the little glittery things and the beautiful sparkling things you see all over the place, and the promises of money and fame and fortune. There's a price to all of that. And you have to know to make the right decisions. There are many, many actresses, roles that I turned down when I was in my 20s because I didn't want to do the nudity or the sex scenes or whatever. I just wasn't into that. And talking to them today, that's one of their regrets, that they did it. They have children and they say, I don't know how to explain it, you know? So there's a lot of really deep soul searching that you have to do, but you have to be true to who you are, because they will eat you up and spit you out. No question. And you just got to keep getting back up.
I agree with that. When you do these fan conventions, which again, I've been at, I've never been, when I am at one that you're at, I will introduce myself and remind you that you're on this podcast.
Oh, good. Oh, great.
Because I do them a lot. You're going to have to get back. You're going to have to get back on the convention scene. But is it mostly Dallas? I mean, I would imagine, like, do people want to, is it, or do you have huge Twilight Zone people? You have Melrose Place people, or is it usually just maybe Katherine or mostly Katherine? Because I would imagine that's like a big meaty party or pastor. Maybe I'm just making that up because I know your whole career, but my predilections are skewed to Dallas, I guess.
No, it is. You're right. Yeah, it is. Most of it is Dallas because Dallas was so internationally successful, and you have people from all over the world that come to see you. And yeah, I would say the majority of it is, but there is a huge sci-fi groups, and the Twilight Zone has just there's a resurgence in the original Twilight Zones. And the Birds and Marnie and what else? Outer Limits that I did. People want to know about that. They want to know what. I mean, I know I'm going to go do a convention for Twilight Zone. I know the question: what was Rod Serling like? What was he like to? Did he show up? Was he there? And it's like, okay, yeah. But you know what? When I was 8 or 9 years old doing those shows, it was just another show. It literally was. It was like, okay, I got to be there at 8 o'clock. All right, what am I doing this week? You really didn't think about it. You didn't think it was going to be so, such an influence in the business. None of us on the Birds, we had no idea that was going to be the hit that it was, or had, forever and ever and ever. I mean, people talk about that now. Oh, the Birds scared me to death when I was little. I said, yeah, you should have been there.
It's another classic. I mean, how many people get to say they worked on an Alfred Hitchcock movie? Like that's, and the Twilight Zone. These are all just